Hey guys, and welcome back to Tales of Reddit. Today we're going to be getting into some crazy Reddit stories. But before we get into it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. And without further ado, let's get into some Reddit stories. Story number 1.
My husband is a lawyer, and I'm an engineer. We both have intense careers, but he wanted a second child. I was happy with our daughter, but he really wanted another child. We now have two daughters aged 3 and 1. And I came back from maternity leave, and my mom took over full-time caring for them. We both work full-time, so she takes them when we work. My mom is a nurse, but quit to look after our kids. I insisted we should pay her the going rate for daycares in the area, which is around $1,500 a child. So we pay $3,000 for her to care for our children, cook for them, etc. She'll also pick them up sometimes, as we may need to be in the office early. My husband complained a lot about how expensive it was to pay her. He makes $140,000 and I make $110,000, so we can afford to pay her. But he thinks we are overpaying her and complained about it to her face. My mom is not very confrontational, but she got very upset. I argued with him on this for months until I decided it was better for her to go back to work and for us to use daycare. Finding a daycare was hard, and now we pay $1,800 a child for daycare, and daycares obviously will not pick up your children nor will they cook for them. We have less time now and at a higher cost for our children to be sick a lot during the winter season. So far this year, we have been sick as an entire household 3 times. I was on a business trip, and my husband was late picking up our children, which resulted in a $75 late charge, which my mom would have not charged extra for. My husband is now demanding that my mom leave her job to go back to babysitting our children, but I won't let her because he did no research into the real cost of childcare and kept complaining how expensive it is even when I showed him. My mom, even part-time, makes $4,300 a month as a nurse, and I told my husband, if we want her doing the childcare, we need to pay her that amount. Remember, we already pay $3,600 for daycare? He wants her to go back to the $3,000 charge and is angry and claims my mom is asking for too much for such a simple job and that a grandma taking care of her grandchildren is a privilege. I told her not to quit and him that she isn't babysitting, which reduces his number of free hours and makes her lifestyle harder. So he is angry at me for demanding we pay her what I feel she is owed. My mom probably would do it for free if we wanted, but I definitely don't think it's fair. She needs to save for retirement, and she has bills as well. AITA here.
Story number 2.
AITA for refusing to accept that I'm gay after my GF said she now identifies as a male. The title pretty much. See, I'm very liberal actually, but I don't know about this one. He doesn't even present a tad bit as masculine. Just told me he is now a male and I should accept his new pronouns, he/him, and gender. Which is fine, I guess, because who am I to tell them they need to present a certain way to be deemed worthy of their gender? But does that really make me gay/bi now? I'm a dude, and I support him and all, but this doesn't seem right. Edit. I don't want to break up with him, since he doesn't seem to want to become more masculine or anything, so is still attractive to me.
Story number 3.
I worked a 10-hour shift yesterday and had little to eat but bubblegum and some cheap hot chocolate. I came home to a voice message, whereas my wife had picked up a cookie for me from the local bakery and another specific cookie for our young daughter, which she could have when she came home from school. Overjoyed, partially because I was hungry and partially because my wife and I had been at odds for a bit, and I thought perhaps this was an olive branch of sorts, I looked into the cookie box. One of the 2 cookies inside was definitely the one for my daughter, due to its description, so I ate the other one. It wasn't quite what she had said it would be, but I didn't want to be picky. A few hours later, my wife pours herself a glass of milk after dinner and goes into the cookie box. She mutters something under her breath, pours her milk back into the jug, and flops down on the couch. I asked what was the matter, and she informs me that I never listen, and I ate her cookie. I told her that I had only eaten the other cookie in the box that wasn't our daughter's, and my wife lets me know that my cookie was separate in a bag under the cookie box, and that I should have listened better, and that she wasn't surprised. I asked her what kind of cookie I had eaten, and told her I'd go buy her another one. She refused to tell me, and merely repeated that I should have known that wasn't my cookie based on her description. The cookie I ate was white and had some kind of brown icing on it. Apparently, she had bought me some sort of toffee chocolate chip cookie. AITA for not paying attention and eating the wrong cookie? Or is she blowing this out of proportion?
Story number 4.
AITA for not learning my GF's native language? My 27M GF 28F is from the Philippines and her native language is Tagalog. I used to make a lot of effort to learn her native language so that, according to her, one day I could speak with her family. This meant doing a ton of Duolingo, flashcard apps, random textbooks, etc. Although I was making progress, it was very slow and I couldn't really get past basic conversational back and forth. I did some research and found a chat app that just does all the translations for you. I went as far as reached out to the developers of the app to request Tagalog be added to their voice translations. Now her parents and I are having actual conversations. I thought this would make my GF ecstatic, but she's beyond pissed. She barely chimes in the group chat. She claims this is cheating BC. Now, I'm not doing my nightly Tagalog lessons. The whole point was so I could have a relationship with her extended relatives. I'm at a loss why she got what she wanted, but somehow still wants me to accomplish it the harder way.
Story number 5. AITA for making my BF's mom cry because of a petty rule? Somi, 24F, and my boyfriend, 27M, have been together for almost 2 years and live together. His mom is very involved in his life. Some might say overbearing, but I try to be respectful. She's nice but has this way of pushing boundaries while acting like she means well. So the issue, I have a no shoes in the house rule. My BF is cool with it, all my friends do it no problem. But his mom refuses. She claims it's rude to ask guests to take their shoes off, and that it makes her feel disrespected. I've tried explaining that it's just a cleanliness thing, but she won't budge. Last weekend she came over and, surprise, surprise, walked in with her shoes on. I very politely, I swear, said, "Oh, can you take them off please?" She kinda huffs and is like, "You're really gonna make me do this?" And I just stood there waiting. She sighs dramatically, takes them off, and spends the whole visit sulking. Then later I get a text from my BF's dad saying I made her cry and she feels like I'm trying to assert dominance over her in her son's home. Our home, actually. My BF is on my side, but now his parents are acting like I've disrespected the Queen of England. AITA for standing my ground on a very normal rule? Story number 6. AITA for telling my friend to shit before he came to my house? Whenever I invite this one friend over to my house, he stinks up my entire house by shitting. I don't know what kind of gut problems this dude has, but every time without fail he stinks up the entire house for hours and makes anybody else there leave pretty soon after. We made plans to go to my house today in the group chat, and I decided to finally message him and ask him to take his shit at his house before coming over because they smell terrible. This was very offensive to him and he started getting extremely defensive. I worded it in the nicest way I thought I could, but stinking up the entire house is kind of selfish in the first place. I mean, I get that when you gotta go, but it's consistently within 10 or 20 minutes of getting to my house. He texted the group chat after freaking out on me and told them all I wouldn't let him come, which is not at all what I said. I explained the full story, but everyone was on his side. I messaged this friend again saying that I still wanted everyone to hang out, but it ruins the mood when he stinks up the whole house and he could just do it before. He said, "Well, I like your bathroom more than mine, and your toilet paper is the expensive kind, so who cares if I want to treat myself? But it's my bathroom, so I don't even know how he got that entitled to my bathroom. Anyways, it seems that the hangout is pretty much off at this point, so am I the asshole?" Edit. For anyone wondering, the toilet paper is the ultra strong and soft made by Quilted Northern. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe and like the video and comment what your favorite story was. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.